For every activity you do, there's a resultant reaction. Whether it happens immediately or it's delayed, it will still come.
Person is the same. This means he's changing his body. Just like from childhood he changed his body, from youth he changed body, young man from young man he changed his body, old man. Just like he changes from childhood to up to old man, similarly this soul changes another body.
We believe in reincarnation 100%. We know it's true, and there's so many proofs to it.
Karma rather dictates what kind of activity a person does and what kind of a reaction each person gets from whichever activity you choose to do.
You can't become according to your... If you want to become anything, you can become. You want to go back home, back to Godhead, you can go. You want to go heaven, you can go. You want to go hell, you can go. Because before going, you will be same. You will develop same nature. My name is Umapati Das. I am one of the menial servant of this temple. This founder is of Krishna, who is God himself, since time immemorial. But in 1965, this International Society Krishna Consciousness, founded by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada.
My name is Samadarshi Das, and I'm a full-time devotee. So what I do is services around the temple, whether it's going out on outreach or doing menial services in the temple. My life is only doing service in the temple.
My name is Manasik Shedas. I'm a member of ISKCON, rather an initiated member. So reincarnation is taking up of a new body, or rather changing of a body. So it happens whether during one's lifetime, or rather when one quits its body, or rather when one dies. So during a lifetime, we can see practically when someone is changing a body from young to youth to old age. And then eventually at a point when a person dies, then they are bound to take up another body.
Reincarnation for me is the belief in like life after death, but coming back in another form apart from the human form that we are in. For example, I think you may, if you are a bad person, you may come back as a chair or a sock or or any other form of material thing or being.
I think according to what I may have seen or heard about reincarnation, it's that when someone dies, they don't exactly go extinct forever. They come back as representing someone or something. For example, I heard someone said, it's like when you die, then you can come back as a tree or something, like because you have a different purpose. In every life season, you have a different purpose to achieve.
We believe in reincarnation 100%. We know it's true, and there's so many proofs to it. One of the most popular proofs is past life regression, which is done by people who kind of hypnotize you. I don't know what they are called professionally, but what they do is that they hypnotize you in a way such that they can tap into deep parts of your brain, which you cannot do in your conscious wakefulness. So during that state of hypnosis, people are able to talk. Some of them talk in different languages which they've never learned. Some of them describe their past lives, people they knew, houses where they used to live in, and when they go and investigate, it's actually true. So it's like, take for me example, if I go for the past life regression and I start speaking German, but I've never learned German in my whole life, how is it possible?
Personally, I am a Christian and I don't believe in reincarnation, simply because in my spiritual belief, it is that when you die and you leave the earth, your body, yes, is buried, but your spirit is going to be not living per se, but it's not going to come back into as another form of something else. I believe that once you die, you just die, and we just await the second coming of Christ, because it is not the body that will be tried, it is the soul, like the spirit.
Most of the time people ask, why don't I remember that I was a cow or that I was this person? So it says that our memory is very small. As time goes by, we lose the ability to keep a large memory. Rather, our memory diminishes with time, so we can't remember pretty much even what we did last week. But then in the scriptures, there are records of people who could remember having taken different life forms. Like there's a king who took a form in the next life. He was born as an antelope because at the end of his life he was attached to an antelope. So he could remember that I was a king previously and now I'm an antelope. So he worked seriously to get out of that form.
As a Muslim, I don't believe in reincarnation because our religion clearly tells us like there are 3 stages in life. We have 3 lives. One is in the grave, one is on this earth, and the other one you will either spend it on hell or in paradise.
We have 2 bodies, the subtle body and the gross body. The subtle body has the mind, intelligence, and ego. So what we're doing, our activities now, our karma, is configuring our subtle body. So that subtle body is creating our consciousness, and that consciousness is suitable for a certain kind of body.
So the law that when I do something, then I'm bound to get a reaction from that. So it can either be positive or negative. So that is karma. So with regard on how it relates to reincarnation, so the kind of activities we do, whether they be good or bad, they develop a certain kind of a body, just like I mentioned before, which determines rather what kind of a subtle body we build up, or rather what consciousness we build up. So that determines what kind of a body someone comes up with. So that's why sometimes we may find that some people have some certain kind of natures that can't be explained rather. So that is the subtle nature, rather the subtle body that's been developed from the kind of activities that people do.
I believe that if you do good, good will come back in another form. Like it will happen to you. If you do bad to someone, it will also get back to you.
Sometimes happens, you can see in your life, you never expect this is going to happen. It happens. Anyone's, everybody can experience without thinking. You never did any wrong thing. It still happens because you have done in your previous life bad karma, it appeared.
Whatever you do unto others will be done unto you, and it is kind of like a principle in life, just treat others with kindness, because whatever you may be doing to somebody today, it may not exactly happen the exact same way, but it will come back to you probably 3 times worse or 10 times worse.
So human life is meant for spiritual advancement. It said that man's greatest benefit begins when he tries to satisfy the Lord. So to this end, we must try to satisfy the Lord, because that is the goal of human life. If we get to satisfy the Lord and develop some love for God, then our lives are successful.